Jumping straight in, we understand pretty big things are coming to Columbus. Just kind of briefly describe in your own words what this means for the economy.
Yeah, well, obviously the AA Atlanta Braves are going to be moving back into Golden Park, and of course, listen, I'm a baseball fan. I'm one of those geeks that scores the games, but to me, the real significant piece of this is that it's going to be accompanied by a massive economic development project. Could create upwards of 1,000 jobs, 800 to 1,000 jobs. It's going to revitalize an area of our town that really hasn't seen a lot of revitalization. And it's going to be super cool to go see the Braves at Golden Park. So,
What does this mean for taxpayers, sir?
I think the taxpayers, we're constant. One of the hardest things for council to do is look down the road, try to come up with ways to create more capacity. I mean, you could take $40 million and you just fix fields. 10 years from now, you've got the same fields deteriorated once again, and you have to find new resources. By building capacity and creating an opportunity through retail, through hotels, through living, through creating those jobs, it gives us an opportunity to be able to sustain some of those other resources that we must keep an eye on into the future.
For those that live in that area, how will that really truly impact them?
I don't know that we really know just yet. We know it's going to be positive. I think for the folks that live in that area, and there's so many pockets of possibility down there. You've got the farmers market, which is just up on 10th. We're going to have a new bridge, new Oglethorpe Bridge, coming from Alabama to Georgia. We've got the Columbus Housing Authority that's got brand new living facilities, and they really haven't used the entire southern portion of that property. There are private investors that have plans for housing developments as you get a little bit farther to the east. And we're going to be engaged in creating streetscapes on South Lumpkin Road. So if we can try to re-energize an area of town that, for one reason or another, just has not kept up with some of the other areas, I mean, it's going to impact poverty, it's going to impact crime, it's going to impact blight. It's going to be exciting to see the transformation that takes place.
I know from a sports perspective, there's a big question now. Of course, the Columbus Chattahoochee play out there every summer. Just kind of what's the status on that at this time?
Jeff Krupp and Ignite Sports, you could not ask for better partners in a community like us. And way back a year ago when I first had a discussion with somebody about this, I reached out to Jeff. I said, look, I don't know if this is going anywhere, but I want you to know about it. Didn't want him to be in the dark. And obviously, I imagine he's disappointed. And on some level we are too, because we really kind of connected with the Chattahoochee. They're great folks. They're good in the community. But the economic development piece wouldn't be doing my job if we didn't pursue it.
As far as the skate park, A.J. McClung, all of those major structures, will that be impacted, or how will that be impacted?
No, it shouldn't impact any. There is a chance that it might impact the skate park, but then we'd have to look at the options for relocating it. I think what it'll do for the Civic Center and the ice rink and for A.J. McClung and even on over to the softball fields, I think it's going to create another reservoir of resources to try to do more regular maintenance and make sure that they look good to the people who are visiting our community for youth sports.
And I know it says roughly 2025. Do we have an expectancy of exactly when we can see things get to fruition? Or
Opening day is in April of 25, and that's what they're shooting for. So we're working very hard to try to accomplish as much of the process as we can. We've got an RFP out for contractors. We hope to have it back just in about 3 weeks. We're also putting out an RFP for a project manager to kind of coordinate all the, you call it the battery, but it's to coordinate all of the different pieces of this development, and we've been talking to our financial advisor about issuing the bonds and getting it paid for. So things are moving. We'll just have to wait.
And Mayor, if there was any uncertainty, fans or just taxpayers, anybody has regarding this new opportunity, what would you say to deter those?
Listen, I get it. I mean, there's always folks that are going to have some concerns. I mean, that's just the way of the world. I would urge them to reach out and talk to us about some of the things that we think are going to be able to really impact in a very positive way parts of our community that have not had that impact. If we could create 800 jobs, that's not 800 people that get an opportunity to expand the parameters of their life. It's 800 families it's spouses, kids. I mean, so it really has an opportunity to be an economic catalyst for this community, unlike anything since perhaps even Pratt Whitney.
Anything else you want to say, man?
Yeah, just want to say that while look, we're thrilled that the Braves are coming, and frankly, without the baseball component, we don't have that leverage and springboard to encourage that development. 30 years that I've been around the political scene, nothing's gone out there yet. So this is an opportunity to get that done and do so with the hometown team.
And I know we briefly talked about this isn't the first time that. Is this the first time we ever had AA action here? And we've had.
I can't. When the actually when Counselor Davis was playing back for the Astros, I think it was a AA team. I can't remember, but yeah. So we've had reasonable level of minor league teams before, but we didn't hold them. We changed the names to the Mudcats, and then Carolina, they moved them out of town the next year. And then I think we had the Red Sticks, and we've had a few others that have been in there, and most notably the Chattahoots and the Monsters that we're so grateful for their interest in it. But this is it's an opportunity to create a dawn of a new day. To be able to say that the Braves, who knows, maybe we'll even call them for a while the Columbus Braves.
And I guess that's kind of the question, knowing that we've had that rich history come through here and it haven't really seemed to stick long. What's the plan this round to really make that happen, make sure they're here for the long run?
Yeah, I think number one, it's a completely different area of town. With the historic district, with the uptown stretching down that way, we've now got development going on over kind of near Liberty with mid-city yards, and we've got that farmers market that we've been put an RFP out on for somebody to develop that. The tank fields right over there behind the Port Columbus is one of the prettiest pieces of property in town right there on the river. I think that there's so many little pockets of opportunity. Something like this has a great chance to be a catalyst to kind of bring them all together.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, Tony.
Thank you, sir.